What up, everybody? I am your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. We're going to jump right into this because I had enough time to think about it, and I'm not over it. And I know what you guys are going to say. It's like, what aren't you over? Why are you upset? Whatever. I ain't upset. Ain't nobody going to wait, or ain't nobody going to bug me or bother me to the point where I'm going to think about them overly. But some shit happened, you know. We asked the question, and it was just a big old spat that just decided to happen out of nowhere. Marvel Studios, all right, is sending the hammer down on all these social media Redditors, all these people on Twitter, everybody that is spreading leaks, rumors, things that are happening behind the scenes that people are just, one person tells another person tells another, and by next thing you know, everybody and their mamas know about the movie before it's even released. I think some people already were bragging and boasting about the fact that they had the Deadpool post-credit scene, and that it's going to change the MCU. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
First, let's get your thoughts on, Fahi cracking down. What do you think about that, and, the social media people that are blocking and keeping people from getting this information?
No, well, I already don't like scoopers in general. I've said that before on here. It's nothing crazy, because that's kind of what was happening with Deadpool when Ryan Reynolds was addressing it. And obviously, extensively, Captain America 4 or Captain America New World Order is apparently also getting leaked. So I think this was a long time coming. I think this was in the making. I would say it's probably the right thing to do by Kevin Feige, just to be like, it's time to put a stop to it, because it's true. A lot of these people don't know how to contain themselves, toast and all that stuff about what they're sharing and things like that. And yes, while I understand it's supposed to build anticipation or whatever else, wait for a trailer for that shit. I miss those days where we just waited for a trailer, let that build the hype so we can theorize, and it wasn't like, oh, hey, that theory you made, that's not what's happening. This is what's happening.
Yeah. I understand the high of like being in the know, and I think that when I reached that peak was when No Way Home was happening, watching every single move. Is Andrew Garfield in the movie? Is Tobey Maguire in the movie? Are we gonna see other villains besides Jamie Foxx? Because I think he was like marketed. You had the behind the scenes of Dr. Octopus, and people were like, no, that's fake, and people were like, no, that's not fake. So I really felt like I really hit a peak when it came to leaks then, and from then on I was getting more. I saw some for Multiverse of Madness, when the Marvels was coming out. I heard basically the whole movie before it arrived. And sometimes in the back of my head I think like, what would happen if I didn't see these leaks, if I didn't know about these leaks? The Flash was one that was a long time coming. It getting pushed back, and then a bunch of leaks coming out, and then me basically knowing about the movie before entering, you kind of make up somebody's mind before they even walk up in there.
Yeah.
Right. And though I like it sometimes, and sometimes it's unavoidable, for the most part I'm not looking to find these. I'm not looking to ruin the movie before I walk in there, because what if the movie's actually really good, you just don't like that one thing? Now you're gonna fester on this one thing over and over again, and then you're just gonna wind up hating the whole movie because of it. I just think it's wrong, and it shouldn't have gotten out of control to this point where Fahi needs to put out cease and desist to all these people.
I don't think it should have reached that far either. Common sense should have just been like, hey, we should just not be doing this. Either that or not going to the extent of paying for it, I guess, like, or putting it behind a paywall basically, because I mean, you're going out of your way to do it, and now you got to charge these poor people what, $5-10 a pop for whatever piece of information. And it's like, oh, how bad do you really want to know? And it's like, not that bad anyway.
If you know what, behind a paywall makes sense, in my opinion. put it behind a paywall. If you really want to know, make them pay for it. Now, I know a lot of people say like Daniel RPK, like he says at least 24 hours before you guys leak this information and put it all over the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand, people are going to talk about it regardless. So it's going to leak regardless. You put it behind a paywall, it's going to leak. Everybody's going to talk about it. Fine. Make it so can you really stop people from screen shooting and stuff like that? Probably not. But I think behind a paywall makes sense. If you really want to know and you're that desperate to know about a movie before it even comes out, like if you really cannot sleep at night because you want to know what is in Deadpool and versus Wolverine or Deadpool and Wolverine, if you guys can't sleep because you want to know what's gonna come out in the director's cut of Rebel Moon, if you can't sleep and you just want to know the whole movie, and you're willing to pay $8.99, $10, $5, whatever the fuck. I think that In Snyder, we've talked about him on here before. He's a scooper, but he's kind of a reliable one. He doesn't give you the full movie. I think he gives you the deals that are happening behind the scenes more than anything. So I think he's pretty notable. Yeah. I think he's cool. Mm-hmm. But he's one of those that he'll give you some information, and then we talked about him, Sydney Sweeney and Johnny Depp, that whole thing where she put him on blast and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that's going to happen, so you shouldn't really put information that probably people don't want other people to know right now. You know? Yeah. Like, it's not cool, it's not fair, and, I mean, if people really want to be those warriors, I'm going to give these people the scoops for free because these scoops shouldn't be behind a paywall. They deserve to be seen. You don't even know if those scoops are real. We don't know. Yeah. They're just, behind the door stuff. Anything can shift. Sydney Sweeney could be the one chosen today. The next day is Jessica Alba or somebody. That's an old name, but it is still it is what it is. Like things change all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, the leaks, when they come out, usually it's like, now we got to rewrite because people figured it out or something. So.
Exactly. And they're not going to be surprised.
I don't know. I'm fully, like, I've never been behind a corporation before, but I'm down for this because these people have been fucking with my movies forever. So.
And just to wrap this point up too, for those that are coming at the FilmBros podcast, talking about that we need you, whatever. Understand the Scoopers toast. Was it Daniel RPK? Geeky gonna need a cast. Whoever all these other people. Who cares? We get information and we talk about news. We talk about shit that's happening, things that are actually being announced, deadline stuff, Hollywood Reporter, things that you share that you're trying to get clicks for that you're not getting your clicks for. And yeah, all right, we at the FilmBros podcast talk about actual facts and rumors that are likely to be true, not fake news. And if it's fake, we put a disclaimer in the front. We say, hey, take it with a grain of salt for what it is.
Yeah. But, I mean...
Motherfuckers ain't our bread and butter out there.
That shit's crazy.
Understand that.
We don't... half the stuff we talk about isn't really leaks, or anything like that. We talk about scoopers. We talk about toast and all that, and how they have the potential to be wrong, and how putting it behind a paywall is crazy shit, but we don't need all that either, so... Crazy shit, bro. Crazy. That's so, I got nothing else to say about it. Because I don't want to have to deal with all that, and that it gets more convoluted. Because I don't like to tiptoe. I'd rather just say things outright. But we're gonna move forward before I say something I regret.
Okay. Let us know out there. Are you guys loving the scoop game? You guys hate the scoop game? Do you guys think that we should go back to the times of the old, where you find out about a movie when a trailer hits?
I would like to go back to that time.
I think the most recent one where, just to end this segment on a light note, the most recent one, I think we talked about it before, where it was just out of the blue, out of nowhere, just curveball, was when Netflix announced that whole Cloverfield paradox during the Super Bowl. nobody knew this movie was happening. Nobody knew anything about this movie. And during the Super Bowl commercial towards the end of the game, they put the first trailer out and they said it's out on Netflix right now. That was the first trailer. That was the only trailer. No announcement. We didn't. Nobody knew it was being made, and I think that was like the most recent where
crazy.
Like it got people, and it was just kind of like a Eminem putting out a whole soundtrack on a day kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I think that was like back in 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That shit was crazy. I think that's like, I don't know. Have you seen a drop something like that happen?
I mean, I think recently, bro. I think it has to be Kingdom, right? Because we didn't know that was happening up until it was like a few months out.
Oh, the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
No, we talked about it.
We talked about it several times, but like when we first talked about it, I think our shock was that like we didn't even know that it was happening. Like it had been shot already and wrapped up filming. We just didn't know it was happening. I think that was like the first time we talked about it was when it was circling that it wrapped filming, but we didn't hear anything about it up until that point.
Oh yeah, we knew that something had been greenlit, and then we just seen the wrap up video where they were all in their mocap suits. Yeah,
and I remember because our shock was like we didn't even know that another movie was happening, and they already wrapped filming, and that shit was crazy. And then
that would be the closest next one. Yeah. But having a whole movie shot and just dropped same day,
that's crazy shit, bro.
Yeah. And it did numbers for Netflix at that time, too. I think it was more the shock value that they had the balls to do that.
I watched it. I mean, I thought it was really good.
So. I thought so, too. Some people were just like, this is dog shit. No wonder they didn't tell nobody. And I'm just like...
They gotta make another one. They gotta make another one. I think that could be, like Black Mirror type shit if they really, wanted to keep pushing.
I think it was the last time we talked about it, like Cloverfield and all that.
Yeah.
Like last time we had spoke about it, and then it started popping up on my YouTube, and I got all these like notifications about like I forgot the stars. I mean, if you guys know the videos, if you guys seen them,
they're just listening.
Yeah, I was just listening. I was watching them, and there was one where it's like, oh, theory of when the next one's gonna come out, and that apparently a trilogy might be in the works. So I mean, if that's the case, and they're trying to make like a whole trilogy, storyline go through. I'm down. And I mean, you got to understand too, after Paradox, it's having this whole, I mean, it's hip, it's now.
It's wow.
It's wow and how. That was no, but a little reference there. They wound up saying that there might be that, and if that's the case, Paradox will fit perfectly with like that whole multiverse thing that's happening in the movies right now, because that's basically what they did in there. They went to different universes.
Yeah, I like the idea of it being like an anthology type shit. Like they're all these universes are experiencing
different phenomena from the same event kind of thing. That'd be cool. Yeah,
that would be very cool.
And then for like somehow for them to collide and be like, "What the fuck? Your monster's destroying our shit." So bad that we merged. God, why'd you bring me into this?
That's crazy,
you know what I mean? That'd be plot twist. Moving on though, Marvel's still on the offensive. They're really going from that passive company taking hits, getting their shit drug. I mean, we talked about it plenty of times before. Marvel's getting the brunt end of the stick. Not only Marvel, Pixar's getting into the mix as well. Lightyear didn't go well with other people. I mean, Toy Story 4 is being announced, or Toy Story 5, and not a lot of people are excited for it.
Yeah.
Their animation department, I mean, Moana 2 out of nowhere, that has to say something. So Disney's really taking that offensive stance now. Marvel being one of the more aggressors for sure. With obviously the whole crackdown on the leaks, but now Bob Iger doubling down on the whole cutting back and actually giving us a figure of what we might see moving on in the future, starting with 2025, that we're going to get 3 movies and 2 TV shows from the Marvel side altogether. Next year is going to be stacked. So I'm pretty sure if that statement's true, we're going to get some movement for sure. Blade is probably not going to be there if it's still in development hell.
Got like 4 movies next year.
Right? It should be Blade, Fantastic Four,
Captain America. There's one more. Thunderbolts.
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 I think Blade or Thunderbolts is getting the shtick.
Blade, most likely. That's more toward the end of the year. That's more around like November time.
Yeah.
I could see that getting pushed back to 2026.
Okay, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, unfortunate. I hope not. I mean, I would hope that everything gets done right, and this could be the final year where it's the last of that whole bit. You know, where we are starting to see a shift and whatnot. I'd be down for a final year of just back-to-back Marvel movies, and then then chilling out, because I guess these were circumstantial in the sense of like they had to be put on the back burner because of the strike and stuff, and so I would hope they get to see the light of day sooner than later, and then we could start this whole 3-movie a year, 2-movie a year, whatever.
Okay, so you don't think we're gonna see that till 26?
I don't think so. Well, yeah, I would assume so. Because I mean, think of what's supposed to happen in 26. We're supposed to get, if Blade gets pushed back, we'd get Blade, we'd get Avengers.
Well, I mean, what TV shows would come out this year?
Agatha's coming out this year.
Wonder Man?
I don't think so. We have not heard an update on that movie or show. Ironheart. I don't even know. I think on the TV front, they haven't really said anything other than Agatha being like in shooting.
I know Wonder Man is too, though.
I think we're probably gonna get Wonder Man next year. Wonder Man, Ironheart maybe, and then Armor Wars.
Armor Wars, if that's still happening.
If that's still happening. Daredevil, sometime next year.
Oh, Daredevil. Daredevil's supposed to come out next year, though.
I could totally see Blade taking the hit, though.
Yeah, I just see Agatha, Daredevil, and Ironheart on the list. Wonder Man obviously is one as well. The Eyes of Wakanda was supposed to be like it was supposed to be a show around Wakanda. Mm-hmm. That Friendly Neighborhood is still coming out.
The animated one? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Marvel Zombies.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to come out sometime next year.
Ironheart, we said that one. What If Season 3 is supposed to come out
this year?
Yeah. Wonder Man.
I don't even know. All the live action ones, I haven't really. They haven't.
Vision Quest.
Yeah, they haven't really said anything more.
I think the ones that are more than likely right now is, well, obviously Agatha.
Maybe they're waiting for Comic-Con to keep talking about it.
Ironheart, Wonder Man, and Zombies, Spider-Man Season 1, and What If. Those are 4 that I can think of. So that means another one's going to be out this year, and then the next 3 are going to, or the next 2 are going to be put out next year.
I don't even know. With the way Disney Plus is moving too, I mean, can they even sustain TV shows anymore? Who knows?
Well, maybe that's why they're moving in a different strategy. I mean, they're going to be bundling up with Max, Warner Bros. Discovery, Disney, and ESPN are sitting at the table to basically merge their platforms, get one big streaming outlet. You subscribe to all 3 for a certain price, and I mean, you basically get cable. Welcome back to cable. It's like rebuilding the wheel again in a different structure.
Is this because all these motherfuckers are going broke?
Basically. One of the big words that I keep hearing out there is churn. That is just, the churn is crazy. That's why Netflix is putting out shows in parts to make sure that they come back another month. That's why, they're putting password sharing and all that stuff, because people jump from one, pay for 1 month, and then they'll jump to another spot, pay for 1 month, jump to another spot, pay for 1 month, and they want people to come back consecutively.
I hate this. I hate the fucking formula. I hate that formula so much. They did it. They're doing it. They did it with Invincible. That's where it started. They're doing it with Cobra Kai. Do it 3 times. They're doing that bitch 3 times with Cobra Kai, and then the '90s show is getting that treatment too. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna sustain an audience that way. Like at all.
I mean, come back to watch it.
The ones that are actively like, oh, I'm gonna pay for the app so I can watch the first half and then come back and pay for it again in the second half. I don't think that's. I don't know if that's the strategy they want to keep moving with. I don't think that makes sense.
Why?
Because, well, I already don't like the idea. I mean, last time we talked about this, I already don't like the idea of, oh, I'm done watching my show. I'm gonna cancel it now, and then you hear another show's coming. You're like, oh, I should probably get this back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that.
Okay, but we actively do it, right? I mean, we have ours, right, which is Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Paramount, Peacock. I think those are the ones that we rock with, and that's already, almost cable already.
Yeah.
But then you have other ones that are less known, Apple TV, stuff like that. What is the other ones? Apple TV. Do we have all of them except Apple TV?
There's Apple TV. There's CW Plus. There's
who the fuck? No.
There's a lot of ones like that though.
Oh, I want to go watch The Flash over there. Like, no, don't do that.
ABC has their own thing. So.
Yeah, so you have all these people trying to start up the streaming service so people could watch it. It's ridiculous. But you have that one that you really don't care for, and you're like, well, nothing's really happening on Peacock. That money you can transfer to Apple TV, and you could swap it out like that. I've never done that, but even I know that I use like maybe my free trial for Apple TV, and if I want to come back to watch something, which I want to see that Godzilla show, I haven't really got Apple TV yet. That would be my 1 month that I pay for, and then I'd probably stop paying for it. So I mean, it's crossed my mind. Do I actively act upon it? I'm just like, no, because it's not worth it for me.
That's why I don't understand. I don't think it's worth it either. I think I consume movies and shows enough to be like, oh, hey, I don't really feel like watching Netflix right now. I'm gonna go to Hulu and see what they got. Like, but that's not because I'm not gonna be like, oh, Netflix is boring. Let me pay for Hulu, see what they have, and then be bored that they don't have what I want. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's assuming you don't find what you want. But what if you find what if there's stuff? Well, I mean, if you already have Disney Plus, do you need Hulu? Because they're already merging everything with Hulu over there.
Right, They have Family Guy out there now.
Yeah, it's funny.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? But
back in 2020, you would have never thought.
This whole combining of all these things. Yeah, no, it better be worth it. Well enough to not punch a hole in my wallet already. You know what I mean? Because if we're paying arm and a leg for Netflix, I think it's like still $12 for Paramount Plus or whatever. It's like this has to be worth it. This has to be within the range of all this. And I mean, shit. What innovations are you making in the game already? Other than I don't want to watch a Disney movie. I want to watch Kill Bill. And now Max has Kill Bill. And it's like, okay, you're just putting it all in one spot, and then you're gonna get me to pay hike when you decide to. That doesn't make much sense. Because at that point, how are we being fed by the consumer if you're upping the price? You get what I'm saying? Like, if we up the price, are we getting quality like shows and this and that, or are we still going to be getting garbage?
Well, that's my big complaint with like Disney. That's my big complaint with Disney.
Well, I mean, it's like in general, you know what I mean? Because Max does originals, but I don't think they do enough originals for me to be like, oh, that's interesting.
It's because you watch kid shit. That's why. That's right.
Shut up.
Straight jab.
Shut up, man.
That's straight jab. No, I think Max has like some crazy originals, for sure. I don't think that they have. I think their problem is the marketing of those originals, because I don't think that I think that they believe that they have a certain way that they make shows, so they know that it's gonna have quality behind them that people are gonna like, so they don't feel the need to have to extra promote it.
Yeah,
because I be looking through there and I find a couple of them are just like, this is interesting. But I didn't even know this was happening.
That's what I mean. Like, collectively, are all these things gonna get better budgets, bigger actors, or whatever behind them?
Like I said, Disney is one thing. I think Disney needs to listen.
Well, they're all gonna be the same now.
No, they're just gonna share a platform.
Yeah.
They're just bundling up.
Yeah, but that's why
They're not working together.
I think if they're bundling up, that is a form of working together. Because now, how do they divide up our 20 plus a month?
The productions are gonna be separate. They're just working together on where to put all that to make it affordable, so people can watch their stuff nonstop. It's just for the streaming service. It has nothing to do with their like studios.
Are they gonna do this and it's gonna be like channels like Disney Plus was saying?
I'm pretty sure. They're probably gonna have like certain things already in rotation, and then if you want to watch certain things, you just eventually watch. Mark my words. If it's going towards the way of cable, it's gonna be like you can watch this on channels, and then if you want to watch this movie, if you have the basic package, it's $5 extra to watch this movie. If you have the plus or the premium, you'll be able to watch it for free. And if you have the premium plus, you'll be able to go and get it in IMAX. You know,
that's dumb. I mean, like even like, cause what your lowest tier is still gonna have ads or whatever, and then your highest tier is gonna have no ads and IMAX. I mean, who really needs all that? We can have middle quality shit, no ads, and I mean, I don't need a movie in IMAX to enjoy it. So, I don't know. I'm seeing more corporate greed than customer satisfaction.
Yeah, people are still consuming. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's fair. Everyone is always hypocritical in that sense, though. Like yeah, I talk shit, but I mean, I'm still giving Netflix my $20. So basically, but like,
well, because I mean, they're the gatekeepers. How can you? I mean, how do you get what you want and then do what they want at the same time?
Yeah, like I gotta like, I watch Warrior and stuff, and it's like, oh, I couldn't watch Warrior without Netflix. So thank you, Netflix. Here's $20. Yeah. But I could. I mean, Yeah, I can bitch about it. I can still be like, it's $20. That's crazy. But you produce decent shows that I watch. So here you go. And that's just how it goes with everybody. Oh, don't use Disney Plus. They're problematic. This, and that. Okay. X-Men 97 is wrapping up. I gotta, like, you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like that's just how it goes. Whatever show is out there, I mean, I'm gonna consume no matter what. So
shit, yeah. They're just reverting back to their old form. They figured out the money comes from the box office. Money used to come from cable. Not a lot of money in streaming unless you have a perfect strategy, which
they haven't.
Netflix
is like the only one to have it. Yeah, because we thought it was going under. But I mean,
they just keep going
up.
Right?
Yeah,
they just keep going up.
The grandfather of streaming.
I guess upping the price was a good move.
Maybe.
I don't know. Password sharing.
That was the dumbest shit. I hate that. I hate that all these fucking apps are like cracking down on that shit. But
like everybody gotta pay.
Yeah,
everybody gotta pay.
Come on, especially now that you're housing it all in one place, you should be able to like share it more.
I think the way they see it is, were you able to share cable?
You guys aren't cable.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right?
It's supposed to be accessible to everybody. I mean, wherever you go, your phone, whatever.
I think the cool thing that Disney had, I don't know if everybody has it. I think only Disney Plus has it. Is where you could watch as a party.
Oh yeah, they have that.
So say like I'm somewhere, you're somewhere else, and we're just like, let's watch a movie. We could watch the same movie at the same time on our phones or whatever.
Cool. Well, yeah, they do have that. So a lot of people on Discord are doing it. So
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think that is a nice function. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some things that they're doing right. It's just other things is you could tell we need some money too, and it's like, well, aren't you not a big corporation that just
It feels more. That's why I say it again. It feels more like corporate greed and not customer satisfaction.
Makes sense, but let us know what you guys think out there. Bob Iger doubling down on how many shows we're getting a year and movies from the box office, and that affecting obviously Disney Plus, and we're getting cable out of that as well. Well, Marvel's not directly influencing it, but the shows for sure influencing Disney Plus and whatnot.
Yeah.
So let us know you guys' thoughts on both of those things. Moving on though, Camp Crystal Lake in trouble. 2 rumors came out. One with an issue, one saying that that issue is being fixed. One of the first issues that had seemed to come out was that Brian Fuller's Camp Crystal Lake TV series from A24
Yeah.
was being pulled completely. That the show was not made correctly, and they were just going to completely scrap the TV series because it was just, I don't know what's behind the scenes, what happened. I don't know what they looked at, and they were just like, this is horrific, we can't put this out. But apparently, rumor had it was scrapped. Updated report basically came out and said that A24 is not pulling the series, but they are retooling the series.
No wonder what for. I mean, maybe they realized that banking it all on Jason's mom wasn't the move. Maybe it is just about Jason Voorhees now. Or maybe her story just wasn't interesting enough. I don't know. I don't know what that could mean exactly. But my whole thing revolves around the idea that maybe the mom just isn't that interesting, and no one's gonna stick around unless it's like diehard horror fans that are gonna stick around for a whole show about his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
So, Fuller's statement to the Camp Crystal Lake series being pulled was, adapting classic horror is something I have some experience with. These shows require a vision that elevates and transforms, as well as delivers what audiences have come to expect, which is ambitious and risky endeavor. It requires people to take the leap with me when it works. As with Hannibal, the results can be powerful for the storytellers and the audience. I couldn't be more proud of the work my co-showrunner, Jim Danger Gray, and I were able to accomplish with our brilliant writing staff despite the challenges we faced. For reasons beyond our control, A24 has elected to go a different way with the material. We hope the final product will be something Friday the 13th fans will all over the world will enjoy. So Fuller is going to be leaving, and he wants no part of whatever A24 will be doing.
Interesting.
The Insnider did say that they were moving ahead with Crystal Lake, but just Fuller will not be there.
So, I mean, he got fired.
He got fired.
He got fired for.
He had a certain vision,
and they didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. Damn. Now, like, all the secrecy. It's times like this where I feel like these motherfuckers should come out and say it themselves, or someone in the know should totally say this. That's about it. I mean, that because this kind of thing piques my curiosity. Not knowing what's in a movie, I guess that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why were they fired? Not, what cameo was in a movie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna assume it has to do with the way that he was telling Jason's mom's story.
Probably. I mean, I think he was the director for Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking he was gonna go the psychological route, and A24 and who was it for? It was for Peacock, or was it for Apple?
I thought it was for Paramount.
Paramount.
I think it probably for Peacock.
I want to say it was for Peacock.
It doesn't say.
Oh yeah, for Peacock.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So they're gonna be coming out for Peacock, from Universal. So you got, like, I'm thinking that he was going that more psychological thriller.
Yeah.
Where it was gonna really fuck with your head.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, no, we thought we were gonna get slashy, stabby, gore-filled kind of horror show.
Garfield, no, I mean
gore-filled.
Yeah, Gorefield, yeah. This just sounds like Garfield.
Yeah,
lasagna. But I think it could be a number of things, because I mean now we're starting get into that territory of like, oh, well, why are they the way they are? You know what I mean? I mean that horror movie's coming out in May, the one where it's following the killer or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That one's coming out in May and stuff. So we're getting to that era of like, oh, what makes these guys tick? Why was Jason's mom this way? And why is Jason this way? And this and that. So we're starting to get into that whole area where we want to figure out what makes the bad guys tick, or these killers tick. It probably wasn't hard hitting enough for anyone's attention.
So you're like, man, don't take Jason to jail. He just had some daddy issues.
Yeah, bro. He get a little ugly, but he'll be alright.
Yeah, he just couldn't swim.
It could be a number of things that they're filling this show up with that just didn't work. And I mean, what the Chucky show just had its season finale, so maybe they're trying to find a way to have this old figure stick around for a bit. Because I mean, that show is on its fourth season already. So that's just crazy. So maybe they're just trying to figure out what's making that one do so well, because that one's also on Peacock. So maybe they're just like, oh, we can probably make this work. We just got to retool it and make it interesting.
Look what we did with Chucky. Just do something similar. But that's the thing. Everybody has their own. Every killer is not Chucky, right? And not every killer is not Scream. Not every killer. Everybody has their own characteristics. So you got to kind of play at that. Me personally, if it was a psychological thriller for the mom, it would have made some sense to me, because she wasn't a physical killer. She was more of a she fucked with you, and then in the second movie, that's when Jason became the physical killer. And so it just, I think it can I think it's very delicate depending on the property, because obviously they have different strengths that need to be challenged within the movie.
Yeah.
The villains themselves, Jason, Freddy, all these people. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't. Obviously we don't have a crystal ball to see behind the scenes. I wish we did. Hopefully, Fuller over here leaks something. It's like, look what I made, or this looks so cool.
Or what his original idea was, I guess.
Yeah,
could be floating around whenever. We get that a bit. He just got to give it some time to breathe.
Probably.
When more people start asking him about what happened, he'll probably end up opening up a bit. But I really want to bet my money that they just probably couldn't make the mom interesting, and so maybe they're gonna start just moving with Jason.
Probably.
That's where I'm putting the money. And if they somehow make it work and I'm wrong, I'm fine with that too. But I want to assume they're just gonna move forward with Jason.
All right. Let us know you guys' thoughts out there. What do you guys think about Jason possibly, or Crystal Lake possibly getting completely retooled? Apparently a vision was down the pipeline. I think they said they were on episode 4 or something that they were making already. So it's they were kind of down the pipeline. They're doing a Daredevil Born Again situation.
Yeah, where they just scrap it all and start from
scratch, beginning. Take whatever works, whatever doesn't, and move forward. So let us know what you guys think. This is kind of interesting. I wonder who's going to take over.
Who knows? Hopefully someone that has a hand in horror and gets the idea.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on the next person. Moving on though, Lord of the Rings is a beloved franchise. Amazon took a stab at it. Yeah. Warner Brothers are getting desperate, so now they're going to go ahead and try to take a stab at it as well. And if you notice, they have a pattern. They're trying to revive old IP that is going to make them a bunch of money. Harry Potter is getting a show.
Yeah.
They're going to revive a Lord of the Rings property. They got what's the other one that just recently came out? Yeah, man, help me out here.
I don't know. You didn't say an idea.
What's that?
Godzilla.
I
was gonna say Kingdom, but that's not WB, right?
Kingdom, no, that's Disney in 20th century. Kong, Harry Potter, Barbie. Barbie's one IP that they're using. Yeah, Warner Brothers is trying
to get a moneymaker.
Oh, DC's coming back.
No,
with a new IP as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they're doing their best. They're trying to bring out their heavy gloves to go ahead and try to get the knockout here with audiences. With a Gollum movie coming to a 2026 theatrical release, Peter Jackson is going to be on the producing team, but not the director. They're gonna have collaborators Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens write the film.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of people were going crazy because when this news was announced, I don't know if you've seen, but there was a Hunt for Gollum like fan film that was made on YouTube, and it got restricted and taken down, and it was made like years ago, 15 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And people got upset. Apparently, it got put back up, but for anybody that wants to go watch that or
That's
check
crazy.
it out, 15 years ago they made that. Now they're gonna make a new one, and Andy Serkis is gonna come back to play Gollum too. So
they are really pulling out all the stops.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really have input. I know the character. I know the franchise decently, but I guess I really don't have a stake in this because I don't really like these movies.
Oh yeah, you don't like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You don't like Mordor.
Yeah, no.
And like Saruman and like real good shit, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you don't like good shit. You don't like dragons. You don't like knights in shining armor.
No.
You don't like damsels in distress. You don't like orcs. You don't like wizards getting impaled by a giant fucking stick. Okay? You don't like Gandalf the Grey coming back as Gandalf the White.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't like Frodo throwing Gollum in a lava pit.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Murder. They're just cool with murder. These Neanderthals.
These Neanderthals.
I mean, I saw the first Hobbit. We saw that one together. I remember that.
Hobbit?
Yeah, the first Hobbit.
First of all, get that shit out of my face.
Well, we saw the first Hobbit.
Hobbits suck. All three of those movies suck.
Well, I like the first one. Like I was still very much confused on why they just didn't ride the dragons or whatever the fuck they were riding on all the way to the castle. But I mean, shit. That's why
we don't talk about them.
Yeah, well,
yeah. We're talking about Lord of the Rings.
It's all the same stuff.
Huh?
It's all
the Hobbit?
same. It's all the same.
Yeah, but the Hobbits were a bunch of cash grabs.
I guess, but it's still all the same. I mean, how does this show?
The best part was Benedict Cumberbatch as the dragon.
Smaug.
Mm-hmm.
Smaug. How does this movie fit into this whole thing? Because what is that show not canon anymore? Or did you watch that show, the one on Prime?
Yeah.
Was that good?
It was okay.
Did you have a problem with the black elves? That was a lot of people's complaints, apparently.
Yeah, that was that, and the woman being the lead. No, it was more CGI. Things didn't really hold up. I think that was more the problem, and the writing. The writing kind of sucked too. Yeah. It didn't feel like Lord of the Rings. It felt like a bunch of nerds that were just talking.
You should have gotten Martin, the dude currently doing Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they should have got somebody who had experience in that, and it kind of fumbled. It's getting a season 2, so hopefully something good comes out of it. But I believe that's supposed to be like about the elves and how they created their alliance and stuff like that. So that's completely something different. And then this movie is supposed to be about Gollum basically being hunted by Saruman to find the ring. And Gollum has the ring at this time until he eventually loses it.
Okay, so we're getting Gollum before Gollum, or
basically, yeah. How he turned into it.
Mm-hmm. How he turned into that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't have a stake. I can't form an opinion because I don't know these movies like that.
You gotta watch Lord of the Rings.
You gotta tell me. Is this a good idea? Like, is this good? Like this is your shit, bro.
I personally, I just kind of feel like it's them trying to pick up, because I personally, like I told you, I didn't like the Hobbits. I watched all 3 of them. Shit movies, cash grab movies, all CGI. But then you look at the Lord of the Rings, and that shit was peak. That shit was a practical stuff. It still holds up today. Fucking great king fucking dynamics, sword swinging, the scene where the elf is taking down all the Legolas is taking down all the damn elephants and shit, and that fucking it's epic. It's an epic thing. I've seen all the extended versions, which shout out to AMC. They're gonna be having all three shown, 1 week after another, and they're all gonna be like the extended versions.
Yeah.
Holla at me if you down. And then, yeah, like
Okay.
that shit is peak. So I seen that what they were trying to do, and I know Bezos is like a fan of Lord of the Rings, and that's why he really wanted that IP. Fine, that's okay. It didn't hit as good because it wasn't like, it didn't feel like it was life threatening or anything. It felt like they were gonna make it through the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an issue with shows. If you know that they're getting multiple seasons, it's hard to make it feel like they're going through obstacles when the big bad, which is supposed to be Saruman, isn't really felt in the show.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it was a miss. And then The Hobbit, like I said, those were just cash grabs altogether. So if this is another cash grab, they could keep it. I think the only way that it's gonna be good if Peter Jackson directs these films, because Peter Jackson did do the original three, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and then Return of the King.
Yeah.
But he was forced to come back for Hobbits 1 and 2, and I think somebody else did the third one. Don't quote me, I don't remember, but I think that's what basically happened. And those movies, Peter Jackson was doing his best on a short schedule. They had a quick synopsis. Hobbit, it was basically like, we need you to make a new trilogy out of this one book.
Yeah.
And he had to basically stretch that out for 3 movies. That's why they didn't take the dragons over there, because he had to stretch out one book into 3 movies. Okay. And that shit was a children's book. Think about it. It was a kid's book that was like this thick.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Okay. Warner Brothers just wanted another Lord of the Rings epic, right? They saw what happened with Return of the King, and they were like, we want that again.
Yeah.
And so they hired somebody to go ahead and do that. And when the time was too short and they couldn't do it, they bowed out, had already basically dove deep into everything. And then they called up Peter Jackson, was like, hey, we'll give you a good bank account. Just fucking do this for us. Peter was like, okay. And that's why everything was mostly CGI and wasn't practical like the original, because everything was like quick. They didn't have time to shoot. And then right after that, they had to do the second one. So Peter had to start working on that one quick. They didn't have a lot of time to shoot. And then the third one came out.
Okay.
They wanted to ride the coattails of Return of the King so bad.
Okay.
And I mean, this has breathing room.
When did Return of the King come out?
Like 2006.
Oh God. Damn. Well, Andy Serkis. Now that I'm old enough to enjoy his stuff, I maybe that could get me invested.
Oh, it came out in 2003.
Oh no.
3.
Oh God. Then that was the last installment.
Yeah, that was Return of the King. Yeah.
Ooh. Damn. 2003. That's crazy.
The Two Towers came out in 2002.
Ooh. Okay.
And Fellowship came out 2001.
Oh, like back to back?
Yeah. Peter Jackson did the first one, and then when that one was in post, he did 1 and 2 back to back. And I think that's what they were trying to look for The Hobbit, but he didn't have everything planned out for The Hobbit like he did with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. Well, I mean, could be exciting, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not a fan of this franchise.
Okay. Are you, for everybody out there, put it on recording right now, are you down to watch these movies, though? Because I'll put you on.
I don't know if I can get behind it. I don't know. I will give the first one a try.
For cinema.
I will give the first one a try.
For cinema.
Yeah.
We'll start with not the extended cuts.
Okay.
So you don't have to sit through 3 hours of film.
Okay. I'll start with the first one, and if this one really just doesn't call my attention, I'm sorry. We're just gonna have to stop it there, because I really can't. I really don't like this genre of like knights and stuff like that. It's the same reason why I don't watch Game of Thrones or any other bullshit like that. I can't.
But
get
Lord of the
it.
Rings is a phenomenon.
Well, that's what they were saying about Game of Thrones. Like before it shit the bed, people were like, "This is the shit."
People fucking. That's it.
Well, I gotta watch that show expeditiously now. they got fucking in Lord of the Rings.
You're gonna see.
Do they got fucking in Lord of the
Rings.
Rings.
You're gonna see Supergirl, the new Supergirl.
The new Supergirl.
Fucking
crazy. That's crazy.
Do they fuck in Lord of the Rings? Yeah, they do.
Probably not hard like in that show.
No,
yeah.
not hard like in that show, but
yeah, because that show got HBO all over it. I know. I've been hearing that like that was a big problem in that show.
Yeah. How do you expect this to be a family show, but you see them fucking?
I know the cast is stacked as fuck for those movies.
Yeah. You even see like what's his name? The dude that plays Butcher, he's in there.
Oh,
he's in those films.
Carl Urban.
Yeah, the dude that plays Red Skull in the original Captain America is in there.
Agent Smith.
Yeah, he's in there. There's a lot of people. The king, the dude that plays the king, he recently passed away, like a couple days ago. RP to him. I forgot his name, but he just recently passed too. But that cast is stacked. Ian Magneto. Mm-hmm. Magneto's in that movie.
He's
Gandalf. Yeah,
he's Gandalf.
Okay, at least you know that.
Yeah, I know he's Gandalf.
Got me a little scared there.
I know he's Gandalf. I've seen the clips.
Okay, all right, good to know. So we got our recording you down. All right, at least the first one, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Okay, if I like it.
Third one's the epic though. Second one, really good. Mm-hmm. First one. The first 30 minutes is obviously the build up, so I would ask you to bear with me with that one.
Okay.
All right. But let us know you guys' thoughts on this new Gollum movie coming out 2026. It seems like they want
to fast track it.
Yeah, ramping that one up. The quicker the better. They're like, hey, we need our precious.
Yeah.
We need our precious.
It does need time though, because I mean, they can't CGI everything, and I know we have technological advances in CGI since 2003, but that shit still needs time. You still gotta let that bitch cook a little bit. So hopefully it isn't like a problem that they're trying to rely on it too much.
Okay.
Because I know Gollum looked phenomenal in those movies too. Like he was like ahead of his time type shit.
Yeah.
So like him, Jar Jar, like they paved the way for Avatar and all these fucking people. So I understand that. Just, take the time necessary is, I guess, what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Moving on, though. Another name being thrown into the ring for Spider-Man 4. Mm-hmm. Directors have been being tossed around. Sony has really, really been adamant about bringing back John Watts, where Disney and Kevin Feige says, we need new blood. We need somebody else to come in. I think we've had this conversation about rumors that who was the last rumor that was supposed to come in, if you remember. Talked about it a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, not Sam Raimi, right?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah,
Sam Raimi was being tossed around for Spider-Man 4.
He was being tossed around to potentially come back. That's when we made the speculation that, maybe Spider-Man 4, but not maybe Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4.
I don't remember anyone else's name. Oh, Matt Chapman, right? Matt Chapman.
Yeah. Shackman.
For Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
Matt Shackman, Sam Raimi. Those names have been floating around.
Justin Lin was also a name. He made Fast and the Furious. He was Drew Goddard. Mm-hmm. Also was a name. Jonathan Goldstein, John Francis Daly, and he was the one who made Dungeons and Dragons. Mm. Honor Amongst Thieves.
Okay.
Now, another name that is being thrown into the ring. Hey, apparently Marvel's leaving no stone unturned. They're like, anybody but John Watts. And so now they're another name that is being eyed, and this is another rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. And who knows if this conversation is happening behind the scenes and can potentially just be turned over, or James Wan could be like, no thank you, I don't want. And that is James Wan. So James Wan is also being eyed. He is a director of both Aquamans. We don't talk about Aquaman 2 because that was a Warner Bros production, but he did make the first Aquaman. He wound up making Furious 7. Had to go through that whole struggle with Paul Walker and his character throughout that film, and he used his brother. Wound up coming out with a very good heartfelt send off for Paul Walker himself. So his name's in the ring to potentially make a Spider-Man 4. What do you feel that could entail, or what do you like that name?
That could be cool. That could be very cool if he's allowed to cook. Like if he's untouched, it could be good. I wouldn't mind seeing like those one shot scenes of him fighting or whatever. You know, like how he gave us an Aquaman and all that.
Malignant.
Yeah, in Malignant. That shit's
You remember
crazy.
that?
Yes, that shit was crazy. But something like that. Like, but that's only if he's allowed to cook. I need Kevin Feige to keep his hands off of him if that's the case. I don't need him in the backseat directing him so he can do his job. He has to have full control. Trust him the way he trusted James Gunn and the way he trusted Taika before he shit the bed.
Yeah, because if you notice, James Wan, Aquaman 1
was really good.
Not touched, was let to cook, fire. Aquaman 2, on the other hand,
shit was ass.
We saw what happened.
That shit was ass.
That shit was crazy.
So if he's allowed to cook, I'm down. But that's the problem I have with big names joining the MCU. Is because they don't go untouched.
Okay.
I mean, even James Gunn was a low director before he got his shot. And then Taika had a name, and then he shit the bed with the sequel. So I guess he's in the same boat as James Wan.
Okay. James Wan sounds exciting.
Yeah, that could be something
He could have some flair.
Yeah, he could have something new.
I also think Justin Lin can do it too, though.
Yeah, Justin Lin would be good. Anyone other than John Watts?
Anybody else?
I think anyone other than John Watts.
Did you see that quote that came out where he was like, "Oh, I thought we could do a practical swinging, but it just looks goofy to have somebody swinging with a rope behind the scenes." And everybody's kind of like cooking him right now because they're like, "Well, Sam Raimi did it practically and it looked good," and then like Andrew Garfield did it practically and it looked good. Because that scene where he's under the bridge, beginning to swing, that was with
all
the rope.
real, yeah.
Yeah. John Watts
is an idiot.
He just doesn't have flair.
He doesn't. Yeah, if you can't make that look cool, that's on you. That is all on the director. I mean, shit, dude. Like, yeah. If
I would say the final swing in No Way Home really had me baffled.
That shit was ass.
That shit was not even like a heroic final swing.
That wasn't triumphant or anything like that. He was on his way to pick up Mary Jane, not Mary Jane.
Well, it's not that. It was just more the angle. I understand that he was trying to go for like a different final swing, but like the angle of him just like swinging, bouncing up and down, and then coming straight at the camera, diving, is like,
It wasn't very triumphant.
Nah.
But I think anyone other than John Watts can cook. I mean, Sam Raimi was limited by the technology of his time, and he still made great fucking films. Mark Webb managed to do it pretty well and mixed both, you know. And I mean, John Watts gave good practical suits that he caked over with CGI. So I don't know. But I do think anyone other than Jay Watts can cook for sure.
John Watts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, according to the report, it's saying that supposedly Sony and Marvel are in agreement with James Wan.
I'd be down for that.
That they, so if they're both saying, "Hey,
Kevin Feige just can't touch him.
Just let him cook."
Just has to let him cook.
And what about the rumor that's coming out attached to this that Black Cat could be showing her face in this film as well?
That could be cool. Give him another love interest now that he's not really tied down to Mary Jane.
It'd be crazy if it's like, oh, he likes her and they like each other, and then somehow Mary Jane gets her memory back. And it's like, well, I thought you loved me. And it's like, well, shit.
You're not even supposed to remembering.
Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat?
Damn. If she wasn't already in a Sony production, yeah.
I mean, different universe. Different universe.
I'd be down for that. I wouldn't mind that choice. But yeah, that's probably not going to happen because she's already in Madam Web.
Perro.
Disgusting, bro. Disgusting. But yeah, no. I think Black Cat in any medium could be cool.
Okay.
I mean,
who would you cast?
I don't even know. I don't have like other than Sydney Sweeney.
I would say she's in Euphoria too. The black chick. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
What's her name? I'm trying to think of another thing she came out in, but I know her from Euphoria. Alexa Demi.
Oh, she was Maddie. You said black?
Is she not black?
No.
What is she? What is she?
She's like white.
No, she's not white, is she?
Yeah. She's Mexican.
Oh, okay.
She's Latina.
Latina. Okay.
That's hilarious.
I would have thought Puerto Rican or something.
That's hilarious.
I would have thought
can't
Puerto
believe
Rican.
you outright said that.
Well,
shit.
you said she was white.
I thought she was white.
She doesn't even look
I thought
white.
she had all that makeup on. I don't know. These bitches tan. I don't know. That's crazy though. That's hilarious.
But yes, no.
That could be. I mean, that's not bad.
Is that a cook?
That's not bad.
No.
I don't think I can see her in anything outside of like being a bitch. I guess so. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'd want someone like. I mean, because I know people liked her as Black Cat, but or not Black Cat as Catwoman, but the way I picture like
Anne Hathaway.
No, the way I picture Black Cat was kind of like how Zoe Kravitz played Catwoman in the Batman. Like I didn't feel she was Catwoman. I felt like I was watching Black Cat. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Well, isn't that the same thing?
Well, they're kind of, yeah, but I mean, not really. I mean, she like they have the same shtick, but I don't know what it was. I wasn't getting Catwoman vibes from Zoe Kravitz. But I guess that's like the best way I could put that. But I don't really know who could be her. I know Sydney Sweeney is probably wasted potential though. So,
damn. I'm trying to think of somebody else. Can't think of anybody else. If Zendaya wasn't in there, I would have said Zendaya too, potentially. But she's already somebody.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of
Crazy
anybody
pick. Crazy pick.
Yeah, Black Cat's interesting. James Wan's an interesting pick for sure.
I can't like that would be so cool. Like I can only imagine the fight scenes that he'd cook with. That's about it.
That a one-shot scene of Spider-Man whooping ass, that'd be
hella one-shot scenes,
bro. That'd be crazy if you could do a one-shot scene of Spider-Man whooping ass, bro.
Swinging would go hard, bro.
Just imagine,
and then give him a character that he can do like with Sam Raimi. Give him a character he can make like horror references with. Bro, he'd have the bag.
James Wan, do the thing.
He'd have the bag, bro.
Do the thing, James Wan.
He'd have the bag. I mean, shit.
If I'm watching a James Wan Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, I'm waiting for a one-shot scene.
Yeah, and if we don't get it, crazy shit.
Shaking my head at the end of the movie. I don't care how goated it is. I'm always gonna be like, it didn't have a one-shot scene. It had it in Aquaman, so you can't tell me that Wan can't cook a scene where it's gonna fit. How do you say? Like the movie and the character,
yeah.
You know, because he did do it in Aquaman. He didn't use Jason Momoa, but he did use well, he did in Aquaman too, but that was like a CGI character.
That shit was ass.
That didn't count.
That didn't feel like real.
That one didn't feel like the first one with the mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The one with the mom.
Or when they're running through the bell tower. That I mean, like, come on.
Oh yeah, that was fire. That was fire.
Just let him cook, Kevin. Don't get in his way.
Yeah,
that's the best way.
Keep your hat and your hands away from him.
Exactly.
Bald ass head.
Yeah, you bald fucker. No.
Let us know your guys' thoughts on a James Wan Spider-Man 4. And do you want to see Black Cat? And what kind of picks would you guys kind of do? Because I'm kind of drawing a blank. I can't think of any more.
Yeah, no. I don't know.
Can't think of any more Black Cats. Moving on, though. Daphne King, Samantha Lorraine, and Jay Hernandez starting in a horror thriller called Night Comes. But Samantha Lorraine is hard at work because not only is she going to be making that film, but she's also going to be the newest Dora the Explorer for the sequel of Dora. Isabella Merced, who is now going to be playing Hawk Girl in DC Studios Superman, coming out in 2025. She was the first one to play, I guess, a live-action Dora on the big screen. With, I want to say it was like, I forgot what the first one was called. That one was kind of a blur, but she did star in that one. She did congratulate Samantha for her new role and her picking up the Dora mantle. But 2 films announced with Samantha Lorraine at one time. Seems like she's getting work, but I've never heard of this chick.
Yeah, no, I don't know who she is either. We know who Daphne Keene is.
Yeah,
I don't like that these pictures look like mugshots.
they look like mugshots.
Yeah, bro, you don't think like turn sideways like
That's their headshots.
They look disgusting.
That's their headshots.
They look like they look like mugshots. They look like they're doing hard time for, I don't know, soliciting drugs.
That's what she looks like.
Oh, yeah, no.
In a non-mug shot,
but okay. Good for her. I'm not watching Dora or anything like that. Good luck to her.
You're not gonna watch the live-action Dora?
Hell no, I didn't even watch the first one.
You are so not invited to my bar mitzvah. She was in that movie.
Oh, that's the one with Adam Sandler.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that one, it wasn't funny.
Oh, you watched it?
Netflix has a real problem of putting comedians in unfunny movies, and it's crazy.
So, was he prominent or no?
Yeah, he was like her father or something like that.
Oh, did it suck?
Oh yeah, I didn't even finish it. That shit was ass. It was not funny.
Yeah, she played Lydia in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that movie wasn't funny.
No, it sucked. Okay.
Yeah, that shit was ass.
Good luck with Dora. But what about that thriller? Let's see what that's about. 2 sisters manage to escape the horror only to find themselves thrust into a perilous struggle for survival, tasked with the mission that holds the fate of mankind in the balance. God!
Interesting.
Night Comes. That's what it's called.
Huh? What's the night doing? But I mean,
it's on its way.
Yeah. It's on arrival. Cool. I mean, interesting enough. I don't know how to feel. I think when we get little news like this from actors that are kind of semi not in the spotlight, I guess it's interesting because now we know what they're up to. Like Daphne Keene's coming out of, she's gonna be in Acolyte, and we know what her next project is now.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess without real concrete like trailer or anything like that, it's hard to speculate on what it is.
Okay, on these like lower movies that aren't very much connected to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand. I just thought it was more interesting that this girl's getting this kind of work, but I never heard of her before.
Yeah, no.
Daphne King.
Well, we know who she is.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. She's making her way. It took her a while though. Logan, and then she wound up, kind of making a resurgence. Now she's gonna be in the Alkali, and she's gonna be in different things. But
she probably just had to outgrow,
maybe grow up a little bit.
X-23, yeah.
She was going through like puberty, and she was like,
too
not
young.
yet.
She's probably too young for anything because she was just known as X-23, which I think at the time probably would have been like a big hit. And I mean, when did Logan come out? Like 2018, 2017,
2017.
So yeah, so like a little bit before, and then COVID happened. She probably just like grew up hella. So
yeah, growth spurts and whatnot. But let us know, are you guys going to be watching a Dora movie? And The Night Comes is going to be waiting for something like a trailer. The Night Arrival.
Yeah, the night.
You dirty.
The Night Coming. No.
We'll be waiting on that one. Moving on, Marvel is starting to roll out the announcements for the Fantastic Four. We got 2 announcements. And one big name that we're able to put a label on, and then another one not so much. So John Malkovich is going to be joining the cast of the Fantastic Four in an unknown role. Paul Walter Hausen was also picked up to be in the Fantastic Four in also an unknown role, which kind of sucks. So we're going to have to speculate on what they can possibly be playing. And then for the last and third installment, we did get Ralph Ensign, and he will be playing Galactus. So we got 2 unknown roles, and we got one with a known role. This is exciting stuff. Galactus in Fantastic Four seems kind of like a jump for the first time.
Seeing
Then
them.
yeah, since what 2014, 2015? When is that? When did Fan Four Stick come out?
Yeah, around like 2014.
Yeah, it's been about 10 years. It's gonna be about 10, 11 years when we see him on the big screen. But Galactus was a cloud back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? At the last time, and we got two unknown roles. So, what do you think about these castings? What do you think Marvel's up to?
The two unknown castings, I think the one I seen ideas floating around that maybe John Malkovich is playing Johnny Storm and Sue Storm's father, maybe.
Mm.
And then the other guy that they were speculating he would be Mole Man or something.
Okay.
Either Mole Man or Herbie.
Oh, Herbie.
Yeah, the little robot.
Drone. Yeah, he could be
robot.
voicing him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be my pick.
And I've been seeing clips of him. I know a lot of people probably don't know him, but I've been seeing clips of of hearing him speak and stuff. So I think he has the presence of like Galactus, I guess. I mean, obviously they're gonna warp his voice and all that to like make it sound like
he was
more
in
threatening
Game
or
of
whatever.
Thrones, right?
I want to say yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
I
him
wanna
in
say
Game
yeah.
of Thrones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were like, "Who's this nobody?" And I mean, shit, they're gonna figure it out now.
It's the same thing as R.I.P. to him, but the dude that played in Ahsoka,
Oh, shit.
Stephen Knight,
Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson, yeah. R.I.P. to him.
Yeah.
He did play in Ahsoka, and a lot of people were like, "Well, who's he?" And he was a British actor who did his own roles over in the UK that was brought over here, and I think he is probably the same way. Rough in sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he was in the Creator. He played the general, the one that was or the admiral, the one that was basically firing the big drone at the end, where he was like, oh, he's trying to take us out or whatever.
Oh,
He was the admiral guy.
Oh, okay.
That was him. Okay, so I mean, he's been in small stuff. I mean, if y'all seen the Creator, y'all would have known.
Damn
Bastards.
crickets.
But I'm cool with this. I think from what I remember from his little role, he did have that presence. So I think if he's just voicing, and obviously again they're gonna change up and make him sound like this world-eating threat, I think I could see this. I could see this being cool.
Okay. Yeah. The other two sucks that they're unknown.
What if John Malkovich is Herbie? That's funny.
If he's Herbie, no, I don't think so. Oh, that'd be kind of a funny twist.
I think that would be kind of funny.
Yeah, interesting. That's gonna be this one's gonna be an interesting role. I mean, what they're planning to do? I mean, are they just trying to wipe away that whole Fantastic Four is a curse or whatever? You know, because a lot of people, I don't know. I hear a lot of people say this, but that no Fantastic Four movie has been good, and I'm just like, the first two were bangers to me. Fan Four Stick, not so much.
I think the first one.
I think
the first one deserves more credit.
I think it can go back to Fan Four Stick only because of their designs. I did like the way Mr. Fantastic, the way what's the name, Miles Teller was playing his version. I like when Michael B. Jordan was on fire. He looked pretty cool on fire. And then I know a lot of people make fun of him not wearing pants, but the thing was pretty cool too. So
he just needed pants.
Yeah,
walking around with his pebbles showing.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I would say I don't really go back to Fan Four Stick, but I did like that it was kind of like they were trying to go the Tasm route where it was like darker and stuff, and it could have taken off. It just had to be a little better, you know. And then I think Silver Surfer was cool. It had cool moments, but I mean you can tell that one did kind of fall short because they were juggling all these villains. But the first one, I think the first one with the 2005, the first one, the first Fantastic Four was like worthy to be on the level of like X2 and the earlier Marvel products, because I think that one was really good too, and it ended like great. So I think that one deserves more credit. But shit, they're shooting for the moon with Galactus in the MCU first.
That's what I'm saying. What do you think they can possibly be doing with the Galactus
Uh-huh.
in the first movie? Unless he's just gonna be like a cameo role, where it's like I'm fucking coming, and it takes like 2 movies for him to get there.
I don't think so. Because they already have Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer comes through and he's like, hey, he's coming here to fuck y'all up. Like, I'm here to get y'all ready for that. But what are they gonna do to stop him and prevent that, in the MCU? Because I mean, these motherfuckers haven't been seen since the 40s. Who knows? Who knows what they're cooking with this one?
Yeah, because I mean, you're gonna have a big existential threat that is gonna be coming at one point, but then we're also seeing that this movie's gonna be taking place in a different time. I don't want Galactus to be a one and done villain. How can you make him a one and done villain? But I mean,
just be like, hey man, Earth is on. Let's go eat another planet. And he's just like, okay, flies away.
it's like egos over here. Wait, that planet blew up, huh?
Yeah, that planet did blow up.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could be cooking, but I do like the casting. This movie is interesting.
You're in agreement with the casting?
Yeah, I think there's enough darkness around this movie to keep me interested, especially since I was very looking forward to Fantastic Four.
But what if Deadpool and Wolverine gets it wrong? You've seen a lot of people turning on that motherfucker already.
I can lie. I can lie about it. I don't give a fuck.
You could lie? What do you mean?
If it's bad, I'm gonna be like, nah, bro, that shit was good.
Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You can't do that.
Yeah, I can.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I can.
Why would you do that?
Because.
Why would you tell people, the good people listening to the FilmBros podcast, that you would lie about what's good and what's bad?
Well, I mean,
and people are gonna be sitting there and be like, "This shit is."
It's all subjective.
Ass.
It's all subjective, and if I say it's good, that's just me, bro. But I could totally be lying. So
take that with the grain of salt.
Yeah. Take every opinion and be like, "Oh, he's a little foolish. He's probably lying." And it's like, "No, bro. Maybe I do genuinely think Morbius is a good movie. Who knows? You'll never know."
You think Morbius is a good movie?
I don't know. Was that a lie?
No, you like it. I don't think that's a lie.
It's a guilty pleasure. But I don't think it's a good movie. See? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, you're playing chestnut checkers apparently.
Yeah. But yeah. I think,
and so is Marvel with this kind of casting. Sure. It's interesting.
John Malkovich. Crazy shit.
That's actually a crazy casting too, because you don't see him in a lot of things now. I don't think. I think the last thing I've seen him was in like that Red movie, Red 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen him in anything recently.
Oh yeah, no, he's kind of old, right?
I really like him as a villain. I was hoping to see him. I hope to see him in like a villain role type of role. I wouldn't want him to waste his potential with being a father to anybody.
I don't think. I mean, that's the rumors were, because obviously he's old. But I mean, I could probably see him as a bad guy.
Not like bad guy for sure. I think he plays a better like villain.
Which would be like Doctor Doom. That'd be funny.
An old Doctor Doom. What's Doctor Doom's real name? Victor Von Doom.
Yeah.
Right. He's gonna be like it's gonna be like this big build up in Fantastic Four. Wow, it's gonna let down a lot of people. They're gonna be talking so much shit. They're gonna be like, all right, guys, time to meet Victor Von Doom. They're gonna open the door. He's gonna be an old Victor, and it's gonna be like, people are gonna be like, what the fuck did you do, Marvel? It's so bad.
I mean, it could probably be him and then his son. Who knows? But I don't know.
Victor Von Doom Jr. and it's like somebody young.
Like, feel my wrath.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they could be doing with these castings, but I am very interested.
I don't know, man. I don't know. MCU still got me in a shaky spot, but hearing a Galactus come in the first movie,
interesting.
I know it's interesting for you, but it still gives me that WTF question mark, like, because that should have been like a cameo, right? That you were able to keep under wraps. It's not a full on. Oh, let's announce it on the airwaves for a cameo. It's like, no, this guy's probably going to be prominent in this film.
Oh, yeah.
Like, is he going to be the overall looming force, or is he going to, you know what I mean? Because we also know the Silver Surfer is going to be in this film, too. or the female Silver Surfer.
That's why the Silver Surfer isn't a bad guy necessarily. He just like in the other movie, he works for him. He works for Galactus. He gets the world's ready to be eaten, so Galactus can eat, and I think that's all the capacity is. But who is the other guy playing? Like people were saying that he could be Mole Man.
Who's Mole Man?
He's another Fantastic Four villain. Unknown to everybody. People want to act like they care about him, but no one cares about him.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Never heard of him.
He was in. I think he's shown up in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, that cartoon.
Is there any other villains besides Galactus, Silver Surfer? And Victor Von Doom, obviously, Doctor Doom, because that seems like the three big ones that a lot of people want to see.
Well, yeah.
And Silver Surfer to me is the only reason why people know about that one is because he was in the second Fantastic Four.
They fight Annihilus.
Who's that? Isn't he supposed to be like Ultron or something?
Yeah, he's like another version of Ultron. Moment. Super Skrull. I thought we were gonna see Super Skrull. I wish they would have picked that.
And that's what that little nod was in Fantastic Four too.
Yeah. Molecule Man, Namor. They fight Namor. Kang, but
Namor.
They're done with Kang. Claw, he died.
Claw.
The Frightful Four. They're supposed to be like the antithesis to Fantastic Four.
What do they look like? Let me see. The Frightful Four?
Yeah.
Is it Lightning? Some girl with her tits out? Dude's water bending? And who's the guy with the goggles? Who are these people?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
But that's why I think Fantastic Four has like.
You think we haven't heard of these villains or seen them on the big screen because
they suck?
They suck?
Probably. I mean, that's not out of the question, right? I mean,
well, not the characters, but the movies. Like they didn't do so well.
Oh, what do you mean?
You know how like we got so many X-Men movies, so we were able to see a lot of their villains, and a lot of those villains became notable and prominent throughout the years. Where Fantastic Four was kind of cut at the legs.
I don't think so.
Because the second one, a lot of people didn't like.
I don't think so.
And then they tried to come back with Fan Four Stick, and a lot of people tore that shit to shreds too.
I don't know. Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, but I think everyone wants to shoot for the characters that are well known before they try to make a household name. So they've tried Galactus twice. They're sticking with Silver Surfer twice. They're sticking with the same formula. They're just trying to change it up to make it good.
Good, yeah.
But Mole Man being included in some capacity would be interesting. He'd be the first live action Mole Man. And then, well, I mean, I was expecting Annihilus. I was expecting Super Skrull, like, you know, someone that could totally mirror this team, give them something to fight for. But Galactus right out the gate, it's crazy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I just don't get it. Like, is this gonna be an overstuffed film too? Like, will the Fantastic Four curse live on?
Who knows, bro?
You're willing to lie about it.
Yeah.
And I should chuck this mic at your forehead. There should be no reason to lie. If it's shit, you should be able to say, "Hey, man, this movie is shit."
Yeah.
And
basically,
I'm not gonna consume it.
Well, I mean, if it is shit, I'm totally acknowledging that. But ever since they announced this bitch at Comic-Con, this one and Blade, I've been really diehard about it. So I can't lie. I'm still waiting for it.
Were you a fan of Fan Four Stick?
No, not really. I like the casting choices. I think everyone had really good choices. I mean, the designs were all right. I wish the thing didn't look like that because I prefer the practical look. And then I did like Michael B. Jordan. I think he was like one of the standing out things.
Okay, but other than that, you don't really. Not a guilty pleasure. Mm-hmm. You don't come back to it at all.
No, yeah, no.
Okay, So Marvel just needs to not do that.
Yeah. When the bar is low, you know, you can only go up.
Yeah. Well. Then there's Sony. Hold my beer.
Oh yeah,
Madam Web.
we're gonna see who can go the lowest with these. It's not higher with them. It's lower.
I thought this was Limbo. Said
crazy.
Sony.
It's crazy.
Let us know your guys' thoughts with the Fantastic Four casting. Are you guys excited for the Fantastic Four? A lot of questions on my end. Is there any questions on yours? And are you just hoping for a good iteration of the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic still hasn't grown on me though.
This whole cast seems unorthodox. So
No, because I mean, the girl as Sue Storm, she, Vanessa Kirby, she makes sense. And then, what's his name? The other dude from
Ebon Moss.
Ebon Moss as the Thing, and Johnny Storm, who is it? Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, he makes sense too. Pedro is the only one that I look at and I'm just like,
Yeah, no. I don't know. I'm. It's interesting. All of these characters are interesting. The fact that they're doing all these moves is interesting. I can't really dictate if they're good or bad, but I want to be optimistic and say maybe it's all good.
Yeah, I don't know. Just seems like a clusterfuck, low key. So
yeah, a little weird.
Yeah, just Pedro Pascal. He's the only one. If he shaves and loses weight and looks like more Fantastic Four looking, I'll give him that. But he could be overexposed to me too, Pedro.
Maybe
because I feel like he's in that era where The Rock was at one point, where you just kind of turn your head and there they are, right? Oh, he's in another show. Yeah. Oh, he's in this one too. He's playing another dad. Dad.
Weird.
Did you hear about those rumors that the kids might be playing?
Oh yeah. Franklin and I forget what the daughter's name is. But yeah, no,
so
I heard about that.
He plays another dad role. Would that be like a little funny insider for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he'd be the father of a very powerful child.
You want to see those kids too?
Franklin. I'd want to see Franklin just because of the shit that he can do. Yeah.
He does crazy stuff.
He does crazy shit.
All right. Can't wait to see that happening. Last stop, though, we got a new Quiet Place trailer. I know, Josh, every single time we go to the movies, I say, oh, look, A Quiet Place Day 1. You're just like, nobody gives a fuck, bro. And I'm just like, well, we need another trailer.
Yeah.
And that's what we had agreed upon the first time around. We finally got a second one. Maybe it gives us a little bit more detail. Maybe it helps you settle in a little bit. Till this day, are you still like, fuck this movie?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I didn't see the other one. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I really hope if this trailer is enough to make it look good, I will watch the second one. I'll go back and revisit the second one. But until I guess we just got to hop in because I don't know.
Okay, so you haven't seen the second one?
No.
The second Emily Blunt one?
Yeah, no.
Okay. That's interesting. You just never...
It didn't pique my interest because again, I was in it for the first one with John Krasinski. So
and then knowing that he's just not in the second
wasn't really
one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm like I told you before, just to say my part. I'm excited for this. I've been. The second one kind of let me down, but it wasn't like a big letdown. I'm still kind of excited for what this franchise can do. I know some people were kind of. I think it was one of those videos that I was talking about Cloverfield, where they're like, oh, Paramount could totally be like, oh, this is a Cloverfield spinoff or something. Yeah. And I'm just like, that would be cool, but I don't think that should happen. But I do like this world that they, John Krasinski basically built. I think it's an interesting, and they could take it so much further, especially with that whole, you got to be quiet angle. Could make a lot of good horror movies with this one. So I can't wait. Let's just jump right into it. Hopefully this trailer turns you into a believer. If not,
crazy.
Lord help you.
Yeah.
You can't have a cat in here.
It's a service cat.
We have to get out of the city.
Oh, okay. A lot better. I'd say that piqued my interest a lot more. What I liked about the first one was that like you didn't see them. You know what I mean? So it was a lot more of like, what the fuck is going on? Why are they just attacking? And although we do know now that they are aliens or something like that, I do like that we are seeing them more prominently.
Mm-hmm.
So that is pretty cool. So I'd say this one, yeah, okay. This trailer did a pretty good job at like hyping it up.
Okay, all right. Because the first one was just them. I think it was like them just trying to be quiet. I think they were still playing on that whole thing. The first movie did with the first trailer was be quiet. They're scary. They're gonna pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And this trailer really showed no. We see them come out of the sky. We see them a good chunk of the time. You're gonna see them massacre so many people because they don't know that you got to be quiet. Just yet. I thought the first one, you know, this I will say the first trailer didn't grasp what this trailer did. Like it doesn't compete, but when I saw the first trailer, this is exactly what I imagined. So my hype level went up even more after seeing this one too. Cool. But this is what I imagined the movie was going to be about. The first one, I think they were just trying to play on that whole horror aspect still.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, no, I'm into this. I can't.
Would you have still been okay if it was like one of those,
no,
like scary in the dark? Oh, they're moving through the city and it's quiet as nighttime kind of stuff.
Not really, no.
Okay.
I think because we got it so well in the first one that you're 2 movies in, you got to start elevating the story and telling people what these things are and all that.
What
stuff.
they can do, show us what kind of kills they can rack up.
So it turns out that any small thing, because I mean we knew in the first one that like they can hear well and stuff, and then we find out their weakness in the first one also, like by the end.
Yeah.
And so I guess just anything, they can just hear every small thing, and then that's enough to attract them.
Yeah. And then what was it? Isn't it just a high frequency sound?
Yeah.
You basically blow out their eardrums and they can't see for shit.
Yeah.
So I thought that's cool. We're getting kind of like a Battle Los Angeles, but with like obviously the aliens from A Quiet Place as the aliens that we're seeing, and it's in New York.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. There's
New York and LA cannot catch a break, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot of loud noises in those bitches.
Yeah. That kind of a little reminiscent. We were talking about Cloverfield, so a little bit reminiscent of Cloverfield, in my opinion. But it's still exciting.
I mean, those aliens look like they share some resemblance, like the way their like hands are and stuff.
Yeah.
So like the way they crawl on all fours.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what they look like up front.
So wouldn't it be a crazy thing to be like, oh, this is in the Cloverfield universe?
I don't think it'd be crazy.
No,
I would say this could probably be in another universe where the alien is just small.
Interesting. Let us know. Check out the trailer. The movie comes out June 28th. Check out the trailer. It's on YouTube. Let us know your guys' thoughts. Do you think? Have you guys seen Cloverfield? This is kind of like a Cloverfield riddled episode. If you guys haven't seen those movies, check out those movies. Let us know if you think this series can be kind of set in that world as well, or in a different universe within that world of storytelling. Let us know your guys' thoughts. But that's going to be the end of this episode. If there's anything we missed, anything we should be talking about that we haven't, a movie that you guys want us to review, you guys want to hear your voices on one of these episodes where we can discuss, collab, and have the conversation. Josh, let them know what socials and where they can holler at us.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post new episodes there. You can hit us up there for any news and movies you want us to cover. Buzzsprout links in the bios of the social I just gave you. It's like a Patreon. You subscribe. You get special perks. You help the show grow. We greatly appreciate it. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts at FilmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts. Be part of the conversation Twitch at FilmBros Podcast. And then subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
And with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.